Hey YouTube, it's me, Briana. I'm the author of the young adult horror novel Blood and Water, the young adult urban fantasy novel Reflections, and the one-act play Touch, all of which are available on Amazon and make excellent Christmas presents. Today, because I'm a masochist and I have nothing better to do, I'm going to be filming a video in which I reread some of my old writing. The old writing in question is a YA historical fiction novel that I wrote way back in my junior year of high school when I was 16, so that's about 10 years ago now, which is insane. And it is in this beaten up notebook that looks like it has been through hell, probably because it has. I haven't read this book in a long time, but from what I remember, it is about an additional conspirator that gets added to the plot to overthrow Julius Caesar. He starts out as a basic Roman sculptor who is really good at his job and friends with Brutus, and naturally he falls into the wrong crowd, becomes a senator, and all that jazz. This is also a book I might one day work on again and pick up, but I'm not really too sure. Without further ado, I guess we better get into this. Here's chapter 1 of The Tragedy of Numerius Cordus. Chapter 1. Sculpting for a Greek. A little more, Signora. Almost finished, I promise. You've been saying that for the past hour, Signor Cordus. Is this enough? Numerius Decimus Cordus stares across the room at the beautiful woman sprawled out on the bench. She lifts her emerald eyes to his, pleading with him. Her face is flushed with impatience, flooding her pale cheeks with color, and her golden curls have come loose and are lying about her shoulders. The sculptor sighs, easing his hands further into the moist clay. Yes, you're finally sitting up straight enough. She's a Greek slave who was once owned by a powerful Roman senator. Somehow she managed to earn her freedom. Because she was a woman, she'd been denied the right to Roman citizenship, but, nevertheless, her previous master had given her a spacious home overlooking the Forum. Cordus also knows that she is unmarried. I'd like my name set in the base as well, she says, admiring his work on the statue. Just my first name, Ariadne. Cordus nods and engraves her name at the statue's base. His eyes trace the curves of his work as he stands back to admire the piece. Smooth, flawless, and extremely lifelike, he notes. Amazing, if I do say so myself. Ariadne rises from her seat and tries to stretch the stiffness from her aching limbs. Anxiously, she approaches Cordus and studies him inquisitively before setting her sights on the finished piece. She lets her eyes rove over the sculpture for several minutes before turning back to Cordus. It's beautiful, she murmurs. Very, very beautiful. He bites his tongue. Like the model, he thinks. Cordus groans inwardly at his own stupidity. No matter how beautiful she is, she's still Greek. Marrying her would mean moving down in society, something he'd never dream of doing. It had taken him nearly all of his time and talent to earn the respect and notoriety he now expected, and he wasn't about to throw it all away for something as fleeting as a beautiful woman. Like the sculptor hopes it should look, Signora. Ariadne's expression softens, and for a moment the sculptor fears she's noticed his interest in her. Then a gentle smile plays on her lips, a smile far too businesslike to contain a hidden meaning. Congratulations, Signor Cordus. Your work pleases me greatly. He smiles and bows his head. I'm glad you like it, Signora. He walks around the statue, eyeing every single inch of clay as if her life depends on the quality of it. She stops every once in a while to lift her eyes to Cordus's, appraisingly, as if trying to find out something he's not telling her. Finally, she steps away from the statue. Is something troubling you, Signora? Cordus asks as he washes his hands in a bowl of water. Ariadne shakes her head, absently fingering a stray blonde curl. She studies the hair, then returns her attention to the sculptor. Have you any female slave that could arrange my hair? Cordus thinks for a moment, fighting back a tide of painful memories. He could allow Ariadne to use one of Phoebe's slaves. Nyx knew how to arrange hair very well. Signor Cordus? He swallows. Nyx, could you come here for a moment? The Egyptian slave enters the room and stands before Cordus, eyes lowered in submission. You called, my lord? He nods and gestures to Ariadne. If you're done with the housework, could you arrange Signora Antigonus's hair? Nyx looks at Ariadne, uncertainty flickering in her coal black eyes. Cordus knows she hasn't arranged anyone's hair since Phoebe died. Nyx, can you do it? She blinks. Oh, of course, my lord. Where should... Phoebe's dressing table is still sitting in the bedroom. Even though it's been a whole year, Cordus can't bear to part with the only thing he has left of his wife. My bedroom. Nyx dips her head and ushers Ariadne out of the room. The Greek casts a look at Cordus before disappearing out of sight, and for a moment, Cordus feels like he's just betrayed Phoebe. So, pretty short chapter as far as chapters go. Not too much happens. There's a lot of internal angst and a lot of bad dialogue tags and whatnot that I wouldn't dare right now. From what I remember, Phoebe is Cordus's late wife. I don't remember how she died. I think it was in childbirth or something like that because, ancient Rome. And yeah, that's about it. Really hope that wasn't as painful for you as it was for me. I almost died of secondhand embarrassment, so I really hope you appreciate that. That's all the time I have for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget this video a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button so you never miss an upload. I want to give a special shout out to all my supporters on Patreon and to everyone who has followed me on Wattpad and has started reading Blood and Water. If you're not supporting me on Patreon, definitely consider doing so, and also consider following me on Wattpad if you haven't done that already. I'm planning to do a video sometime in the near future all about Wattpad, why I chose to post there, and any tips for posting there that I can come across. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in a few days. Bye!